Welcome back. Of course, parents are a child's first teacher, but now moms and dads find themselves developing and coming up with lesson plans at home.
Yeah, it's been crazy for some. Governor Whitmer's order that all schools K through 12 close for 3 weeks has created challenges for parents, and many are worried.
You don't have to do it this way.
Homes turning into makeshift classrooms. Colleen Verb's lessons include baking, sewing, and other household chores.
I don't think I can do crafts for 3 weeks. I mean, I've got a few things planned, but I think, you know, life's got to go on and we have to run the house, and why not include them?
Like, we're going through homework, okay?
Moms like Chelsea Hollenquest have lots of questions.
Because my son is 6 and he's in the 1st grade. And if this goes all the way out till summer, you know, is he going to still go to 2nd grade? Are they going to review things with him as he gets there? So just kind of hoping for the best at this point.
Parents making the best of it, waiting for instruction from their various school districts on what's next in terms of learning. There's no single plan for the state, partly because by law, every student must have the same learning opportunity.
School districts will be providing remote learning, but it may not be to count as instructional time for, you know, the state requirements as it relates to mandatory schooling. It just may not be mandatory and required in order to get a grade in the class or to count as instructional time.
And we've been asking you to send us pictures of your at-home classrooms.
This is from Laura, who says she started off the week with art class. That's where I'd like to start.
That's very good. And the Dadarian family had a great idea. They're writing and illustrating their own book. You are a proponent of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Other parents taught great life lessons. Danae showed her son how to bake. Carolyn showed 5-year-old Emma how to garden. So all of this is very uncharted territory, though, for teachers as well.
Yeah, it really is. And tonight we're talking to teachers in Macomb, Oakland, and Wayne counties about the shift to remote learning and their advice for parents.
We're doing this on Zoom, so everyone can be in their homes and stay with us through that tonight. Joining us, Terry Bromley, an English language arts teacher from New Haven High School, Allison Bradley, a 2nd grade teacher at Novi Woods Elementary, and Alicia Brown, the assistant director of K-8 mathematics at Detroit Public Schools Community District.
Yeah, let's start with math.
Yes.
So, Alicia, we'll start with you. Homework can be overwhelming, and I imagine this new normal could be very difficult for some parents, especially since the kids are now learning what's called Common Core math, and most of the parents did not learn that in school. What's your advice for parents?
Well, during this time, which again could pose a challenge, I want all parents to take a deep breath. We want to provide you resources to assist you with continuing the learning that we do at school at home. And so we just want you to be involved, and we can do that in many ways. Our district has a website devoted to our continued learning in this COVID-19 virus world that we're currently living in. And we have academic enrichment packets available online, as well as a schedule that we hope can be followed to provide some structure, because structure is necessary with children. And again, it's uncertainty. We want to provide them with some stability.
Yeah,
and those packets are available online as well as for pickup at our 57 school sites.
That's great. I've heard that advice a lot about staying to a schedule. Terry, your specialty is language arts. What else can parents do to, besides just having their children read right now, which of course we all advocate?
Yeah, well, I want to reiterate what Alicia said. My #1 thing on my list I wrote is please establish routine. I suggest that you have a set start time with scheduled breaks with your children if you're teaching them at home. But even if you're away at work or can't be that hands-on with your kid, you can establish those expectations with your student or with the caregiver that is with them. I definitely also want to help parents realize how important it will be for you to establish a sense of calm in your home. Mm-hmm. A lot of us younger teachers remember 9/11 and the way that we were impacted by that time. And your kid will feel the energy in your home and they'll remember how they felt. Yeah. And then another thing I would suggest is in any way that you can, promote some social learning. That's a huge aspect that's going to be missing now as we move online. So if you can have your kid make a YouTube video about a science concept that they learned, or even just engage in discussion with you, be curious and ask them what they're learning about and just explain it in their own words. That's so important for the language development of your child and also for that continued content knowledge.
Yeah, awesome advice there. Now, Allison, you teach second grade. What's your advice maybe for younger kids learning from home?
Well, I love what the other two ladies said. They have great advice. I think the key here is to remember that you are your child's first teacher and to have patience with yourself and to have patience with them. I think that stress and anxiety comes out differently in children. So what you may see as a misbehavior is actually them communicating with you, perhaps their own worries about what they're hearing and what's going on. I think that a schedule and having structure is hugely important. Kids rely on school to have that constant in their lives. So providing them that structure will be super beneficial for you and for them.
That is really great advice from all of you. I think we can take something from every one of you there and put it into practice. As we said, this is really difficult ground, not just for parents, but teachers as well. And you get some great tips there for us. Thank you, all three of you, for being with us tonight. And best of luck with you as we march through this odyssey.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
All right, let's get back over to Frank McGeorge.
Well, you know, from the early days of this virus, it has been clear it does not affect everyone equally. Certain people do face a higher risk of developing more severe symptoms and a higher risk of death. These are the people we need to help protect.
Your risk from COVID-19 rises along with your age, starting around age 60. It's most dangerous for those over 70, and the highest death rate has been in those over 80. Your overall health matters too. Anyone of any age with underlying health problems is also more likely to get seriously ill from the coronavirus. Those conditions include diabetes, heart disease, chronic lung disease, high blood pressure, and cancer. Also at high risk, people with a weakened immune system, for example, transplant patients or those with advanced HIV, and anyone taking medications that suppress your immune system. Now, what about pregnant women? There isn't sufficient evidence to say for certain, but because pregnant women are more likely to suffer serious complications from other respiratory viruses like the flu, it makes sense that pregnant women would face a higher risk from the coronavirus as well. Now, many people have asked about asthma specifically. A small study suggested asthma and allergies did not raise the risk from coronavirus, but since there is limited data and this is a respiratory disease, it's sensible to consider those with asthma at a higher risk for severe disease until more information is available. Now, thus far, children seem to face a lower risk from coronavirus. A study of more than 44,000 confirmed cases in China found only 2% of the cases were in kids under age 19. Realistically, there may have been many more kids who only suffered mild symptoms and therefore weren't counted. However, it's quite probable children can serve as carriers, potentially spreading the illness to others at higher risk.
Now, we've also seen that healthcare workers face a much higher risk, of course, because of our exposure on the job.
Yeah. I'm wondering, though, if someone does get sick, what are the odds of them recovering? Do we know that yet?
Well, kind of. You know, worldwide, 41% of infected people have recovered. And we also know 80% of people who are infected have mild illness and they will recover uneventfully. So that's the positive. But I'd really be remiss if I didn't remind everyone that as of today, 4% of documented cases have died, and another 3.5% actually remain in critical condition around the world.
We also have, we assume, a lot of people who were never tested, went right through it with, and recovered, and they'll never be counted.
And that is an important point, is that the N, that is the denominator there, we do not know exactly. There are a lot of people that were probably not counted, and therefore the mortality rate, the case fatality rate would be very different if you added those people back in the mix.
All right, well, when the outbreak hit the U.S., as we all saw, people began to prepare by stockpiling food and cleaning supplies and, notoriously, toilet paper.
Yeah, up next in the coronavirus crisis, how to find those coveted supplies and make sure you're not paying too much for them.
Also, stopping the spread, a look at how the virus is transmitted and the surfaces on which it's most likely to live the longest.